So the WNBA is offering to pay their players $1 million a year and they turned it down? Why? Hold up. Don't scroll. You're not in enemy territory. Let me explain. The WNBA is literally trying to make their players look bad. The WNBA is currently in the process of negotiating their bargaining collective agreement, which is basically a declaration of independence. The constitution for all things WNBA. Pay, home, living, retirement, everything. Kathy Engelbert is the WNBA's commissioner. She's like the principal of the WNBA school, if you will, but she works for the WNBA owners. The people who own the WNBA teams speak through her. So the WNBA and the Players Association goes back and forth with them, and they kind of come to some sort of agreement. The most recent structure that the WNBA offered their players reportedly is a guaranteed $1 million salary for max players starting in 2026. A revenue sharing model that could raise player earnings to a $1.2 million. The average salary would increase to over $500,000. The minimum salary would rise to over $225,000. The team's salary cap would jump from $1.5 million to $5 million in the first year. And the salary cap would be directly tied to the annual revenue growth. Basically, it sounds like the WNBA is offering everybody more money across the board. A lot of people think the WNBA players are saying no. That's not enough money for us. And it's not about the money. It's about, number one, the revenue sharing model. So in the 2020 CBA, there was a revenue sharing model. It was just impossible to get. So basically what players are asking for is, as the WNBA grows and makes more money, that WNBA players can also grow and make more money, which is the same thing that the NBA has, since the players are literally the entire product of the WNBA. So it's only reasonable that if the WNBA makes more money, then they need to pay the players more money. But the revenue sharing model the WNBA offered them in 2020 had to be triggered by certain financial targets that were impossible to hit and never got triggered, meaning they never got their share of the WNBA's increasing revenue. Basically, the WNBA is playing chess with their players right now. They are in the middle of a really heated negotiation. So they are releasing this information to the public to say, hey, we're offering to pay them $1 million, and they are saying no. But the quiet part that they are not saying out loud is players need to hit certain benchmarks to be able to get that money, which is going to be hard for majority of the players to actually hit. And the most egregious part of these points is that the WNBA is saying they're going to be cutting team housing. And for a league that is constantly cutting and waiving and moving around their players, not allowing them to have a structure where they can get out of a lease if they have to move or something like that is crazy. So they might be telling us, hey, we're going to pay our very best 1% of players $1 million. But what they're not telling us is that they're screwing them in the fine print.